So, the next weapons are the yellow gun and the yellow version of this type of gun. Yellow gun, as you may or may not know, is my favorite to use in speedrunning. So, I believe it is the best weapon for what ranged is good at, which is sniping and, yeah, sniping, kickback, damage. Doesn't really matter as much in this game, but yeah, the amazing yellow gun, which is, again, my favorite, versus the yellow version of these tiny guns. I think, just like the previous episode, with this one and this one, I think normal yellow gun is going to win over this guy, but I could be surprised. So, let's just hop into survival. Yeah, I thought as much. Yeah, resume. Let's reset the ammo there. Yeah, pretty much going to reiterate stuff from the previous video a little bit, since it is kind of the same comparison. But let's start with hip firing first. Once this guy gets close enough. Hip firing with one hand, that is. So yeah, with crablets, it's not great, but I don't expect either of them to do really well against crablets. Usually hip firing with these guys is better against like these big crablets or humanoids, because then the spray doesn't matter as much. I guess you could tilt it. That might be a decent solution, depending on how you feel about tilting the weapon sideways. For humanoids, obviously don't do that because they're lanky up and down. But crablets, maybe side to side, is a decent option. Especially since the big guys are like this, like pills. Oh, click. And I die, that would be funny. So yeah, pretty decent hip firing. Let's try this one. A bit less. Depends on the range, obviously. The other gun is smaller, which means it's easier to point the nozzle right, or muzzle, whatever, right at the enemy, versus this one kind of extends a bit. So yeah, in situations like that there, the gun can actually get like around the enemy, whereas with this one, that kind of doesn't happen. You can always just pull your arm back. So I think I say, and then the exact same thing that I said wouldn't happen happened. Let's try with the sight. Thank you. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we need to get some more ammo to test out that one. Do we have any? Yes, we do. Okay. Yeah, in these early stages, they tend to give you a lot of ammo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a big crablet there. Okay. So, anyway, as I was panicking, I meant to be saying, let's test two hands for both guns. Well, that was slow-mo. That wasn't exactly a good representation, because I never use time slow. It's an old, well, not old, I guess I never did before speedrunning, but I have no reason to speedrunning either, except for the super jumps that I haven't figured out yet. So pretty good. Let's use that slide again. Sight is pretty good. Let me get better sniper vantage point. Really? Hi there. These guys jump around a lot, but I was able to use the sight, so that's good. Oh, didn't need to use the sight on that one. Okay. Yeah, I'm out of ammo. That makes sense. Yeah, mildly more experienced with this type of weapon. Wait, what? Wait, what? What? I got him. Game. So anyway, let's go back to that because we were just testing how these do sniping wise. And even though I wasn't talking much because I was focusing on sniping, both seem to do pretty well actually. I thought that since this is a more physical sight that I would have a bit of trouble and that my eyes wouldn't find it as easily, but actually finding it pretty well. So that's good. Let me make sure that's loaded. That way I don't have that click situation from earlier. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to you. Yeah, technically in game these are called Saber Lake weapons, I believe. From Saber Lake Security. Oh my goodness. I'm dying so quickly. Okay. Now, let me get to a good sniper position again. Maybe. Yeah, I do end up tilting this gun up a little bit to the side. And it's a bit easier just to hip fire for those guys. Hip fire with two hands, admittedly. I do want to test the sight though, before I completely run out of ammo. That is something, so if this were going up against like a pistol or something, then obviously the pistol would win in ammo consumption. I believe Yellow Gun beats this gun slightly in ammo consumption, but not by too much. They're both burst fire weapons, or burst weapons, whatever you want to call them. Semi-auto. Okay, that was a pretty good snipe. And as he broadside the barn, so you know. Okay, time to swap to this guy, normal Yellow Gun. Okay. I mean, if the other gun does well, I might consider it for future speedruns. Okay. I'm focusing further away, that way I can test the sniping ability. Oh, I fell off. Okay. Hello. Oh, you too. Oh, there's more ammo, that's good. Shame it didn't give me both types, but oh well. Really? Really, guy? Really? And you. Oh. Most of that was hip firing, so let me get back to a sniping position. I might, at least where it stands right now, I might actually call this a draw. Because this smaller Yellow Gun, its sights are actually quite accurate. But let me test it a bit more before I call this video, like that guy. He is kind of broadside of a barn, but oh well. Speaking of, Yeah, which one can my eyes lock onto more quickly? I don't know. This physical sight is actually quite easy for my eye to lock onto, which surprises me. Oh, don't want to fall backwards. Just didn't know if he was down yet. My goodness. Okay, I need to actually use the sight. Oh, okay. Down on ammo. Quick swap. Reload. And of course, in speedruns, when I'm doing the arena section, I have the katana and shield. That way I don't have to worry about just being done for if I run out of ammo. I mean, these are decent melee weapons, but that's besides the point. Technically, if you wanted to count melee weapon, obviously, see, that was also not the best. Sniping on my part. But anyway, as a melee weapon, this one's better because it's larger, which means there's some slight range as a melee weapon opposed to the other one. Yeah, everyone's getting a bit better. But I don't think using, what do you call it, the reference of is it good as a melee weapon or not is very fair. I think I'm actually going to call this one a draw, which surprises me. That means I will definitely be using this one for the next speed run, whenever that is. 100% speed run, of course. Because the last one technically wasn't, because I didn't find all of the ammo. I found most of the ammo, so that is also going to be a series of videos coming up in the future where I learn where all of the ammo is, at least in the story part of the game that matters. So yeah, between this guy and this guy, I would say a draw. Yellow weapons are good, except for Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer's awful.